coming at you live from Boulder's backyard. It's Buffs News Radio Show with your host, Russ. And near is your host, Russ.
What's up, Buffs Nation, and welcome into Buffs News Weekly Radio Show. This is your Monday afternoon show, your chance to voice your opinions from home. You'll get your shot here in just a little bit to call into the show to be able to voice your opinion about the Buffs and what is going on. Appreciate you for joining me today, being a part of the show, being a part of Buff Nation, caring about this program. Already starting to see a specific section of the fan base saying that the fact that we are upset at Saturday's loss shows that we don't care. Already seeing some arguments happening over on Twitter. People thinking that, Coach Prime is better than this program because people are complaining and upset about Saturday's game. It's an absolute joke to me that there are people out there that want to just give a pass to the team in this situation right now and think that by us speaking negatively about Saturday's loss, we somehow do not believe in this program. We somehow do not care about this program. All of the stuff that you would think about, when in fact it's quite the opposite. We say something because we care. We say something because we want something to happen because we care. But yet there's people out there thinking that, Coach Prime is better than the situation, and the situation is what did this. This fan base is what did this to this program. Not a lot of the other things that did this to this program. And I'm just telling you what I'm seeing right now on social media from a number of people. I tweeted out this morning a tweet because I truly do believe it. And it's not just me that's saying it. I'm hearing this from boosters, guys. I'm hearing this directly from boosters of this program. And I want to show you guys what's going on. Okay. I truly do. Give me 1 second here while I get this up for you guys. Because this wasn't going to be the plan to start the show, but some more of the responses I'm seeing now, some more of what we're seeing going on is a little bit it's frustrating. It really is frustrating to an extent. And so, yeah, that's where we're at. That's what we have going on here. And it's just what's happening. Okay. So here's what we got. Here's what my tweet said. After that loss, it is way too quiet from this team right now. Mind you, this was just a little bit ago. That is the kind of loss that can end a program if nothing is done and business as usual is followed. I didn't like the post-game press conference. I don't like the silence either. It's not only for the sake of the fans, but the boosters too. And trust me, they aren't happy right now. And trust me, I have it on very good authority that they are not happy with the response to that game. It's not that they were not happy with the game in general. Obviously, nobody's happy with the game and the loss. But the fact that this team is acting like business as usual after it without any official announcement, without coming out and saying, you know what, that was unacceptable, and here's what we're doing as a result of that loss. Now, you get that difference there, guys. You get the difference in what I'm saying as far as the silence. I mean, one person literally came up with the idea that, who gives me the right to think about silence? Shut up and just work. Where were the boosters before Prime? See, they keep bringing up this idea that, if your program's so good and you're, so great, why weren't you good before Prime and all this stuff? It's like, that is the type of attitude that does not build a program and go forward. Because I'm not saying anything about Prime and who he is. I'm just saying that everybody is seeing exactly what we saw Saturday, and to tell me that you're fine with what transpired. Also, I'd like to bring up a clip that is very interesting that Well-Off Video included. Very interesting that they include this video this week. And, I want to get your thoughts and opinions on this. Okay. And you tell me what you think of what's going on there. Okay. Let me see if I can share it. I started figuring some other things out when it comes to my share screens, and hopefully it works. Okay. Let's see. We'll just do this then. Okay, mind you. So this is the clip. We're gonna go back to the tab. I have it sharing my audio now, so hopefully it's gonna be fine. Hopefully it's going to be fine. We shall see. Okay. You guys hearing this? Let me know if you heard that. But I mean, this is literally a clip that they include on Well Off, where it's obvious that Pat Shurmur is struggling to get the play call in. Now, you could put the blame on Staub in that moment, but I don't think that's the case. Stuttering, giving the wrong side, switching up sides. They then went on, by the way, this ended up just being a quarterback sneak play, which I think is part of the reason that there was so much like anger on the field with what was happening, because that wasn't end up what happened. Like, there's just so much miscommunication happening there. So to anybody that doesn't want to say, and again, I'm not blaming one thing for that loss. I said it after the game. If you guys have been a part of the streams from this past weekend, I had somebody call me out for even saying something wrong about the quarterback, even though, again, that tweet is about the coaching. But I say, here's a statistic from Saturday's game for you guys. Utah's defense in that game, guys. Utah's defense in that game, when talked to and when the stats were looked up, okay, blitzed on 77% of the snaps on Saturday night. 77 snaps. And that, to me, is a disrespect of both your quarterback and your coaching. But to not put any blame on the quarterback for that 77% blitzing, because I've literally heard when I posted that about the 77% blitzing, they said it's all on the coaching staff to figure that out, not the quarterback. And again, trying to give the quarterback pass. Like, what is going on with people? It's gotten to the point where people care more about being right in their opinions than they do about actually talking about what's happening. Because I'm sorry, a loss that big, like, I get it. The close games, we can put a lot of that on coaching. We can put a lot on clock management. We can put a lot on so many different things. But to lose that badly, you can't say that that is just on coaching or just on the players or just on this or just on that. It is on every single piece of this team. And I guess at the base of all of that, guys, it on the base of all of that, if it's on everybody, then yeah, I guess you do go back to Coach Prime, because he's got to have the final say on everything. He has the final say on who coaches his team. He's got the final say on who plays. You see the halftime speech by Coach Prime, and my biggest takeaway from the halftime speech, if you haven't heard it, was Coach Prime saying that I don't want to see anybody quit in the second half. Like, so help me God, if you quit during this game, you're not playing another down. And yet, throughout the entire game, including the second half and including after he said that, there were numerous plays where I saw players with my own eyes quit on this team and continue to play the rest of that game. There were other players that said that, And I did. That's where that comment came from. That's where my tweet came from. That he flat out said he wasn't going to let them run at all. The quarterback was going to have to beat his throwing. It's on tape. And that is the point. So anybody that wants to just say it was on play calling is absolutely off. Okay? It is on both, though. You're saying it's on the coaches, it's not on Salters for the blitz. You got to figure it out. You got to audible. You got to say something. It's happening 70% of the time. So are we saying that, Salter went out there and was like, well, I'm just going to do whatever the coach says and I'm just going to let myself get murdered? Like, it's just crazy to me. It's on both. It is absolutely on both. Because our quarterback is more of a run threat than a passing threat, which if you look at the stats, that's pretty much accurate. You blitz and load the box with everybody and the team literally go man-to-man across the board. Literally blitz every single extra guy you have. I'm sure if we watched the tape, there were guys open at times. But because you sent the house, and again, as a quarterback, you should be able to read where the blitz is coming before the snap. You should be able to read, okay, where am I going to go with this ball right away? There's no reading either. There's no reading the play either. Some quarterbacks are good at executing the call and not always improvising. After 2 drives of scripts, Salter looks so lost. It's on the coaching to have more plays ready. Absolutely. See, D-Nice, you're getting it. It's both. That's the problem. You're saying, yeah, some good quarterbacks. Ours isn't. What are we doing with that? What I don't understand about all that we didn't see it on film. Okay, the quarterback and the OC get together, discuss what we're seeing and making game adjustments. Every other team does it. Yeah. Absolutely. Although I agree, Salter isn't worth $600K if you can't even audible or call your own plays. He's a robot. And that's, I think, it. Well, I saw your other comment that you said, it's on the OC to do this, and absolutely it is. Again, we're not giving a pass to Pat Shurmur and the OC. I'm just saying there are way too many people out there giving a complete pass right now, by the way, to Caden Salter and acting like he is giving the bad end of the stick being on this team. There's both sides to that. Absolutely. And Eric, correct. I've never said once, and I will never say once, that I want to see the end of Coach Prime at all. You had 2 weeks to prepare for one opponent. You're right. And it looked that bad. Our dual threat quarterback Salter rushed 14 times for -4 yards. The head recruiter that brought Salter to CU must be fired. Appreciate you, Timothy. Appreciate all you guys. Okay. We all care. That's why we are responding the way we do. Anybody that wants to just throw out you're not allowed to criticize this team whatsoever, because before Prime you were irrelevant, does not understand it all. And I had plenty of people comment on my streams from the weekend in the YouTube comments, of course, which are just a cesspool, that my channel would not be relevant if it wasn't for Coach Prime. I know that, and I say that every week that I stream for the last 2 years. Sorry that you're just finding me watching my video and thinking that I'm just some grifter only trying to get off of Coach Prime and I could care less about this program. That's not what it's about at all. That's not what it's about at all. Okay? See, Kai, what the sad part about it is, just so you know, okay, is I don't think they are. And I don't like that fact, because I think they will continue with the status quo. They will have some successes down the rest of the season, probably make a bowl game. As crazy as this sounds, guys, I'm not even kidding when I say this. They can easily do that. That's why I'm also angry at the silence this week, is because they could go do the status quo, be able to come up with some victories like they did against Iowa State. I mean, what was the difference between Iowa State and Utah? Utah was a better team. Utah knew what they were doing. But, I mean, that's my point. How do we not plan for that? How do we not plan? Like, what do you do if they blitz that much? You should have plays. You can ask any football player out there. When you know the blitzes are coming, you have plays in your repertoire that you should be throwing out there that can beat it. Guys, if blitzing a team, like I literally, I'll comment on somebody else that said something online that I was just like, you got to be kidding me. So you're literally telling me, because I'm literally having people that are now making the excuse, not saying that you're at Northside, I'm just saying these people that are saying like, oh, they just blitz so much, you can't do anything about it. You just lose. Or I said, well, why didn't CU blitz and dial up constant blitz against Utah defensively? Me even saying that, what is our defensive coordinator doing? If we know that the other team can't throw the ball, which we saw plenty of times during that game, guys. Yes, Bird Ficklin had a fantastic game, but he had a number of plays that if he was a better quarterback than he was, would have torched us for even more. And it's been like that every week. So when you play quarterbacks who are a run-first quarterback that can barely throw the ball at times, again, somebody's going to come in the comments or my comments here on this live stream and say, well, he had this many passing yards, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know he did. Because, again, if you have the opportunity that he does at passing, he's eventually going to succeed at it. But if you did the same thing to them, we could have been in a different situation as well. But I had somebody dare to comment that, oh, you're not going to blitz every play against Utah because they had 6 300-pound linemen and you wouldn't be able to get to the quarterback. What? That's not how football works. The idea of blitzing is you bring more people than they have blocking and you simply win out based on numbers. But what it does is it leaves your secondary vulnerable to passing. That is how it works. That's simple things. I may not be an X's and O's guru, but everybody should be able to come out and say, right? Everybody should be able to come out and say that is a game plan that you do. If you don't believe that the other team's quarterback can throw the ball and the other team's offense can't get open, that you blitz more players than they have blocking and you will get no time to pass the ball. So there is 6 different things that have to go right for you. Now, the problem is, and what most football teams can't do is they can't blitz the whole game because eventually the offense figures it out. Eventually the quarterback figures it out. Eventually he starts to think, oh, I've got a one-on-one matchup here. I'm going to hike this ball and immediately throw it on a slant, on an in route, whatever. Again, OC has to call those plays too to help out. But it's just insanity. I agree. Northside, again, I'm not giving a pass to our coaches, but I'm also not giving our pass to our players who gave up in that game as well. That's the whole point. Yep. See, if I'm donating $1,000, I'm happy about the status of the team. Who the F are they to tell me not to be negative? What's the positive about this loss? Like, I don't know what else to say. Salter looks confused. The plays Shermer were making, it's ridiculous. Yeah, he does. And we're how many weeks into the season? You beat the blitz by connecting on your one-on-one matchup. Sometimes you may even get a wide open hot read if they blitz. And key there, Joe Kid, is hot read. You got to be able to read the defense, know where the blitz is coming from, know where you're going to have a guy open, and get rid of it instantaneously, no matter what the play calls for. That's where it's at. Well, our receivers don't block. Yes, that's why our running game doesn't work the way it should. But that game was not about the receivers blocking, guys. I'm telling you, that game was not about the receivers blocking, but they do suck on a normal week. This is the key. No chill. I want to see a true college OC. I want to see a guy that can actually scheme college game. I don't want to see an NFL coordinator. It's not the same game. His face was cringing when they zoomed in on Salter. I remember the play. And what was funny was, it was a weird-ass play. It worked. Like, they got yardage for one of the few plays of the entire game and the entire half, which I laugh at, too, of, like, that's not leadership on the quarterback's part to do that in the middle of a huddle to instill confidence in his guys. Like, that's another thing that you guys got to talk about because, yes, your OC can be absolutely horrendous, but the body language is everything. That's not going to help your team out either. You had no chance then. even if he calls the right play. I mean, Buddy gets it. Everything is broken. You lose a game that poorly, everything on this team is broken. Everything. That's the best answer right there, buddy. It was a terrible play. It was stupid. What was sad that it gained yardage when nothing else did. So, like, I get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me, you know? Well, not even two. I mean, look at Ryan Staub. I mean, as bad of a... So Staub is not a good quarterback. I will just say that now, okay? But at least he can figure things out. And that's what happened in the Delaware game was Staub didn't like the plays that were being called. He read the defense. He called his shot, and he hit it multiple times. Like, that's bare minimum for a quarterback to be able to do it. Northside, I get that, but you come on, do not give a pass to any of those players. You cannot tell me you watched that game and saw DJ McKinney stop running after a player multiple times in that game. You didn't see multiple other players giving up mid-play, not finishing out plays, not doing anything, completely giving up. That is what I mean by a massive loss like that is on everybody. You know, losing close games, absolutely. You can blame the coaches all you want. But to get killed that bad, it's also because the players just completely gave up. And I don't want a team of players who are going to give up on this team ever. Problem can't be fixed until after the season. We need to revamp our entire recruiting process. I've never seen so many guys with no heart. And that's the problem too. This game really showed the lack of that part to it as well. That's why it's so bad across the board. But to not blame a single player on this team, Northside, in your comment, you don't blame no players on this team. I get it. Coaching can be the worst. The players can still go out there and be like, you know what? Screw this coaching. I'm still going to be an amazing player and show up. And they couldn't even do that. So there's that. I don't think Salter's comfortable changing the plays because he didn't have to at Liberty. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. 140, almost 600 yards. Can't happen again. Yes. What are we talking about? What are Gualo and Jay? What are you guys going back and forth on? Mind you guys, I mean, lots of comments. I'm trying to keep up, but you know, yeah, it is, but it's also the players. It's also the players. We didn't have that problem last year. Same coaching staff. Injuries are what happened, Adam. I mean, he blew out his ankle pretty much. He was in a boot. That's the unfortunate part. It's up there. I mean, there's been other big ones. What I tried to say to somebody else, because I said it was like one of the worst losses in Buffs history, notice the key word there, one of, was the halftime stats, guys. That is why it was such a bad loss. There is nothing like that in, like, we've lost by a bunch, but it's been a whole game that led to those point totals. Like, the game was over. It was 43-0 at half with negative 18 yards of offense in an entire half. Like, that is why it was such a horrendous thing. I mean, then do it. You put it on tape, though. I mean, the funny thing is, I've seen players say, screw it, and they didn't get benched. I mean, Staub did it in Delaware, and he got the starting job as a result of saying, screw the coaching, I'm going to audible this play. It's not that hard to see that one. Yeah, Brandon, you got it here. There isn't leaders on this team right now. Yeah, I know you guys keep saying this. It's not happening with their coaching staff and what's going on. I get what you're talking about and the comments that were made. It's not happening. Like, let's see who their coaching staff is before you say Omarion to LSU. Yeah, exactly. I still wore my Colorado stuff today, and I wore it all weekend. I don't care. That just shows you exactly how much I care about this team. I don't care what other people think. Omarion hasn't been the game breaker that we thought he was going to be, guys. That's just plain and simple. I mean, honestly, anybody on this team right now, I could go down the list. There's not very many players that if we lose them would be a big deal that we couldn't replace them with someone else. That's just the case. There's a handful, maybe 5 or 6 guys that we couldn't replace at this point when it comes to the actual players. Okay, then he's going. He can go wherever he wants. So what? That's true, buddy. Thank you. I do wear my Rockies stuff. I wear it more because I just like the Colorado side of it than I do the actual baseball team. But you know what's up. I love my Colorado sports. I'm a diehard. I'm a diehard win or lose. That's what I don't get, Scott. Oh, these guys, like, at this point, say these players are the greatest players in the world, and yet, you know. Correct, K-Dot. We can be mad at our team. That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get the people who are doing this. I mean, I know why Seaton was mad. He has to deal with that. I mean, no matter who's at quarterback, it's not going to help. That's right, Cam. That's right. We still wear it. I mean, but we're part of the problem. Again, we don't criticize and do anything. We just do it. I know, TMFB. I know. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. I mean, I've seen it on tape. I've seen it on tape. And he doesn't love to block either. It's only bad this because everybody had expectations. See, Nate, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true because expectations are to not get blown out. Losing a game is one thing, having these kind of responses, but expectations getting blown out. I mean, that's where it's at. Okay. Well, we're going to do it, guys. You know, let's see what happens. I'm going to open up the lines. You guys call in. You give your opinion. That's the whole point of this show. I want to give you guys a place to call if you want. Communicate with Buff Nation in general, not just me. I mean, you're talking to everybody. How you're feeling, what you think. It's a little easier on a phone line to really express your feelings than it is in the chat. I get it. You know, some of you guys, when you put in the chats, I don't necessarily know the context of what you're talking about. This is your chance to do that. Okay, this is your chance to do that. So there's that as well. So feel free. I mean, feel free, call in and figure that out. Okay, we got our first phone call. Let's see if they have good audio or not. We'll have to cut off if they don't. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
Yeah, we're Little Bucket, man.
What was that?
Little Bucket.
Oh, hello, Little Bucket. Okay, what do you have to say? What are your thoughts and opinions of the team right now? What's going on?
I want to know, do you think Jordan Seaton will leave?
Do I think Jordan Seaton will leave? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think he will. I mean, he's putting together still good tape. He's ranked really, really well. when it comes to pass blocking. I don't think like him winning a championship as a offensive tackle is going to make a difference in where he gets drafted. So I don't think he has to leave to succeed, but I also don't know. I don't know at this point whether or not that's going to be, he's going to leave. That's a hard one. That's a hard one at this point. I can't say without knowing if any changes have been made to the staff or anything's going to happen to this team.
Yeah, because it looked bad last.
Oh, it definitely. I mean, yes, you can't get away from that. I mean, that big of a loss, it's going to look bad. But that's why I said, earlier on, I said, the response from this team is going to be the most important part. Is there going to be a response from this team to how bad of a loss that was? Are we just going to, or are we just going to act like business as usual and just, write it off, which I don't think you could do.
And another question I want to ask, how would you feel if we have the same coaching staff from next year?
If we have the same exact coaching staff, how would I feel?
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off. I mean, it better not be the same coaching staff 1-to-1 as this year to next year. That's for sure. I mean, every year we've changed somewhere. I'm sure some coaches will leave on their own accord at minimum. So I don't think that'll say it at all. But that's up to this program. But I think something's going to change. I don't think it can't be 1-to-1.
Okay, because I think like the OC and DC is like, we know that has to change, like, especially OC with Pat Shermer. But I feel like if we go in depth into the coaching staff, for sure the linebacker coach and Kevin Mathis got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, Travis Hunter is like, we knew that was NFL when he was at Jackson State. So it's like you can't really go off of him of saying he's like real production that they got to the NFL as a DB.
Yeah.
Kevin Mathis really hasn't got no players in the NFL that we can name off of. I mean, you could probably say Kim, but he hasn't played enough games yet.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. I would agree. I mean, there's people in the comments saying that they agree with you as well. I mean, we don't have any proof that we have any development on the back end for DBs. And it shows that once Travis left, there's nothing else out there on this team development wise. Yeah, I would want him gone too. DBs, heck, wide receivers, linebackers. I mean, those are the big ones to me, and I still don't know why we don't have a quarterback coach either.
Yeah, that is a good one. I can tell that Brian Leftwich, when he was there, and we were seeing clips of him trying to develop him, I could tell that Pat Shermer wasn't even teaching stuff like that. That's why Coach Prime kept asking for his help in those interviews.
Yeah. No, it is sad. I want to see accountability. It's why I didn't love the press conference after. I didn't feel like there was accountability. I didn't feel like there was anything called out. There's been nothing since the game. That's the part I don't like. And I think it's across the board. Everything's wrong at this point, and that's why you lose that big. But there's plenty of coaching staff that should not be here. The other thing too, I mean, just so you know, a number of the coaches, their contracts are up after this year, which is another reason I think that we're going to see new coaches no matter what. Because I think it's just going to be forced upon this team anyway. So we'll have to see what changes are made. I just wish that they were made quicker as a result of that, showing that loss shouldn't happen, that something needs to be responsible for how bad that game was. Somebody needs to take responsibility, and actually something needs to happen. So I do feel that way.
Yeah, because when I seen Pat Shermer when he was talking to Ryan Staub on the sideline in the earpiece, I was like,
that clip.
This is horrible.
I have no idea what's going on. There's no confidence in the play call, it sounds like. Misunderstanding the play calling. And I get that the kid can misunderstand things and too, but it just something is not right with that communication. And I'll put that on the coaches. I'll put that 100% on the coaches to either player if you're not communicating properly.
I appreciate it, man. That's all I wanted, man.
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with it. And yeah, we'll talk to you later on.
All right, man.
Okay. See ya. Okay, guys. The audio issue you got to realize, by the way, is on the caller's end. Okay. If the caller's, I mean, you saw that call got better. He got better with his connection. That's what happens. Okay. If your calls are not doing well, if you're not in a good spot, if you don't have good service, put on Wi-Fi calling. If you're calling from a cell phone, it's the best way to do it. You'll get the best connection. We'll get the best audio from you. Let's get to the next one. Thanks for calling Buffs News Weekly Live. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
What's up, bro? This is Tony from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, Tony. Appreciate you. If you don't mind, if you just lower any volume in the background and stuff. Just want to make sure we can hear you perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Let's turn down.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Well, Tony, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings on Saturday's loss?
Man, to be real with you, bro, I think it's time for Prime to go.
So you're going all the way with you want Prime completely gone.
Now, I jumped on the Prime wagon. I ain't going to lie to you. I thought he was going to come in and do his thing. But when it come down to laying the foundation and getting rid of people he need to get rid of, I don't think he has it in him.
I mean, the silence is loud right now. That's for sure. I'm sure he's getting some pressure from internally to also make a decision. I know, like I said, I've heard from some boosters directly. They're not happy about what transpired, and they're not happy about the fact that nobody is being really held accountable at this point. But
that's the thing, though. The head coach shouldn't have to have nobody tell him what he needs to do. If you can't see that your OC has five plays in his playbook?
Yeah.
All right. We run freaking 10 bubble screens a green. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I don't think Prime's getting fired. I don't think we're, going away from him. But like I said, I would love to just have some accountability and something happen right away with this team.
Accountability. But it kind of looks like that accountability is getting on the stage and, we see what we need to fix. I hear this every week. I see what we need to fix. We need to go back in and work some more. It's the same thing. The same plays every week.
Yep.
We're running what was it? Dime and goal line.
I get it. No, for sure. It's definitely right there. Anything else as far as things you want to see change, or just that?
Yeah, I think it starts at the top. I don't think Tom's a good motivational speaker. That's about it. I mean, if you look back at any other of his coaching experiences, he made it to the championship, but he never won one.
Yep. No, I get that. Well, Tony, I appreciate it.
Brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling in and voicing your opinion. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later on.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye. I mean, I'm not going to be somebody calling for Prime, because I do believe that there are things that he provides. I do think he is part of this, and yeah. Let's get the next caller. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly Live. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
What's up, Russ? This is Kevin from California.
Kevin, appreciate you calling in. I know some of your thoughts already, but what are you thinking about when it comes to Saturday and what needs to happen right now with this program?
And I'm going to ask you a question. Easy question.
Okay.
So let's say you got two students, right?
Yeah.
They both studying. One student is just practicing problems. One student is practicing problems, but they're understanding the theory and the concept. Which student do you think is going to do better on the test?
Most likely the one that's doing the most studying, I would assume.
So it's likely going to be the student that understands the concept. They're learning this concept.
Yeah, they're learning and they're studying it.
Just because you do practice problems don't mean those same problems are going to be on the test. You might even fail.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good analogy because it's true. You don't get the test questions ahead of time. You got to study for as much as you can and hope that what you study shows up on the test, right?
Yeah, so I would describe K-Saw, he's a street baller. You know, he doesn't understand football. How are you going to tell me that you study 10 hours of film and you didn't see nothing? That's like a student just practicing problems, hoping that problem shows up on the test.
Yeah.
That's not how you prepare.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get it.
I would agree with that one. And DNVR talked about it today. Jake on DNVR called it out pretty well. He's like, he hates that response from Salter in his press conference. How do you watch 10 hours of film? And some people are saying 10 hours wasn't enough in a 2-week period. I get that. We could definitely like break down the numbers and all that, but still, how do you watch 10 hours of film and you don't see so did Utah completely run an entirely different defense? Because the other problem too is, and I'm sure you saw it, Kevin, watching the game, we could see where the blitzes were coming, right? They didn't disguise the blitzes, right? They didn't disguise it. We knew what was coming, and we don't even watch tape. And you can't tell me you know how to respond to that. You can't, call a timeout. You can't talk about it on the sidelines. You can't say, hey, we need to beat this blitz. They're coming here. They're coming there. That part is definitely about it. That part is definitely about it. And I think you are right. And that's the part where I've said this is to not blame any of the players and to not say K-Salt was not good and does not know how to run that is not really paying attention. But also, yeah, the OC is terrible too. But both can be right at the same time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to bring up. That really made me feel some type of way when he said, "Oh, I studied 10 hours of film," and I don't really understand that. That's no excuse.
It's every time his pressers, like he doesn't know how to talk when it comes, pressers. When it comes to press conferences and what he responds to, like I maybe not media trained. I don't know what it is, but
he has Nilly over there. That's his job.
Yeah, I know for sure. A lot of people are calling plays that would beat that blitz and would beat what was going on. We weren't getting that either. So, I mean, it's on both. I mean, but I totally get that on the Salter part. And I think your comment and what you're specifically saying to anybody that wants to say that his comment's wrong is he's just talking specifically about what Salter said in his press conference. Okay. That doesn't avoid or give a pass to the offensive coordinator either, guys. But if he's going to say in his interview that, hey, he watched 10 hours of film and he didn't see anything that got brought to him and mind you, Utah had 1 week of preparation and we had 2. That's a little crazy. Then Utah has the greatest coaching staff in the history of football.
Exactly.
No, Kevin, I appreciate it. I appreciate the phone call. Anything else that you have to say, or is that it for that?
So my other question is, I think they play Arizona next.
Yep.
And then technically Juju can play the last 3 games if they want.
Yes.
And he keeps his eligibility.
Correct.
Well, what's your thought? So my thought is, if they lose the next 2 games and they're not going to be able to make a bowl game, then just let Juju turn the page.
Absolutely.
What's your thought?
I absolutely agree with that. I mean, I could see, honestly, if I'm being honest, Kevin, I could see Staub getting the game this week. After what happened, after, everything that occurred on the sideline and on the video and all that stuff, responses. I think at minimum, no matter what, I think you should be going to Juju as soon. I mean, if their excuse for not playing Julian Lewis at this point is to hold his eligibility, then okay, then he better play the last 3. If The worst case scenario, which I've seen some people bring up, which is why Juju's not playing, is because, maybe he's not sticking around. Maybe he's already told people. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to be around. I don't know. I'm not in there. I'm not in the sidelines. I'm not in the meetings. I don't know. That's going to be very telling. I think those last 3 games should be watched very closely as a Buffs fan to see who is playing in those games and who is not, and kind of what develops over the next weeks. But Julian Lewis better be playing those last 3, unless for some crazy reason we're still in a bowl conversation and, whoever plays this weekend doesn't look good. That's the only thing I can think of. But again, we can't really answer that question just yet. That's one we're going to have to watch and see over the next week or 2.
Yeah, I get it. And Staub, he's a guy that you got to love, regardless if he does good or bad. He has the right personality. I love him. He's a team guy. Studies regardless.
Yeah.
If he's playing or not playing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, body language. I mean, everything. The kid just goes and shows up and plays, and that's what you want in your quarterback. Now, does he have the talent to be a power 4 starter to, carry this team? Probably not. And what he's carrying this team on right now and when he has played has purely been on that leadership ability and his ability to, understand that part of the quarterback position, which is the sad part. Right. I think unfortunately that's what Salter doesn't have. And I think that's what's causing the issue on his end when it goes to this. So I appreciate it, Kevin.
My last comment.
Yep.
I hope Case saw he needs to save his money and buy him an apartment building or something because he's not playing at the next level.
Well, I think that's already kind of passed. I don't know many people that are talking about Caden Salter as an NFL quarterback at this point. So I get it. Absolutely get it. So yeah, Kevin, appreciate the call. We'll talk to you later on.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. I get it, guys. I get it. Northside, this comment, play Juju to see what you have. But if the players aren't the problem and it's the coaching, why play Juju? Why play Juju? You know what I'm saying there? It's both ways. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly Live. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
This is Step, calling in from Oklahoma City.
Step, appreciate you calling in. What do you have to say about the game on Saturday and what's going on right now?
I don't agree with Firepower, but I think he needs to throw a grenade in there and just get rid of them coaches. Not all of them, but I think he needs to definitely get rid of Pat.
Yeah.
I would keep Marshall. I would keep Marshall Falk.
Oh, yeah. I think you keep him. Absolutely.
Yeah. Warren Sapp, I haven't seen him do anything other than talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I really haven't seen much from him. You can tell him and Pecco don't gel together.
That could be the problem. I do kind of see that. I think it's a little bit different than what they had last year with Damian Lewis and Sapp. I think that worked out a little bit better. I'm not sure if Pecco and Sapp are the right combination, being the whole bad cop, good cop on that side of the thing. So I could see that. I like that comment.
Yep. And I put Hilo back as I'll put him as, I'm not running back, linebackers coach.
Mm-hmm.
I would have him work with the linebackers. But he need to get some college coaches in there, because obviously NFL coaches are getting out coached.
Yeah. No.
They're getting out coached.
I absolutely agree with that. I think you're right in your summation of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else that you have to add?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you. Appreciate the comments. Definitely appreciate what you brought. We'll talk to you later on. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Russ.
Okay. Bye. I mean, hey, these are good. These are good. ZMAC. I mean, that comment's been brought up online several places. I think that's weird. That's super weird that that's happening. When the head coach is obviously not okay with it, wants to clean it up, why is he allowing it in the first place? That's a little interesting. Unfortunately, it'll be another young, overly grateful OC hire that can't bring his own coaches in like Livingston. The coaches don't understand the word adjustments. I would agree with that, Brandon. You play Juju to get ready for game speed for next year, and with that information, you hire an OC off that. I would agree with that, Northside. I would agree with that. That's why I've been clamoring for Juju all season, if I'm being honest. I didn't see it with Salter to be able to carry this team to a bowl game no matter what happens behind the scenes. You might as well get Juju up to game speed, figure things out, make sure that you see glimpses. I mean, he doesn't have to succeed, guys. He doesn't have to succeed. There's going to be growing pains, but I want to make sure that I can see things. I can see him dissecting a defense at times. I can see him making some tough throws. I can see him doing all of that. And that's where it's at. See, Kai, I don't know if you can say that necessarily. How do we know that he's checked out? How do we know he's checked out? Again, we're just assuming at that point. If Julian Lewis is, if he's ready to play big time college football, it wouldn't matter what's going on around him. He would just go in and play like Staub. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly Live. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
Russ, this is Buddy from Loveland. What's up?
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Good, man. Hey, this loss is not the end of the world.
Okay.
I want to say what up to the chat. Northside, D Nice, Lady C, what's up? Hey, man, we can use this loss to diagnose exactly what's wrong. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sometimes figuring out what the problem is and committing to fixing it takes longer and leaves you in no man's land. We got smacked in the face. We have a big loss, directly exposes we need these changes to move forward. That's a good thing. There's a lot of good that can come from this loss. If we would have lost by a point, still counts as one loss. This kind of loss helps usher in the changes we need to make. We're not winning a natty going with this approach. We need to expose it, cut the fat, and come back better. This loss is good. People are acting like, oh, end of the world, Prime doesn't know what's up. Give me a break. We put two dudes in the NFL. He brought us back to relevancy. He now has the blueprint, and he's going to fix what's wrong. We're going to come back better. The march to a natty includes shit like this.
Yeah.
It's part of the process. We now know what's broke, obvious to everyone. What's the plan to fix it? We don't know. We're a bunch of dudes in the chat. We're a bunch of upset fans. Trust me, they have experts on the problem. So that's all I got to say, Russ. Appreciate the time, man.
I love it.
I'm going to hang up and listen to your response.
I love it, buddy. I really do. I really, really love it. I appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Cheers.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. And that really comes down to it. But it's also why I'm saying and responding with, I want some action. I want something. I want us to I want us to say right now, okay, so what are we going to fix? What are you going to fix? Is it just going to be all system normal and we're going to completely act like, that was just a blip in the radar? Or are we going to act like we saw the problems? We saw the problems that caused that game. And we can go down the list of all the problems that we saw from that game. Certain players quitting, Shermer and the play calling again, continuing just to be piss poor and cannot adjust. Quarterback not able to adjust and really lead this team. Receivers at times having trouble with blocking, which is, again, it's an attitude issue when it comes to that. DBs, I think that's a huge part of it. I really do. I think that's a huge part of it. Kai, nobody's saying that CU is going to the national championship or Big 12 championship. That's the point, is you have to fix these things when they come up so you can eventually get to that point as a team. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly Live. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is William Jones, and I'm from Norcross, Georgia.
Okay, William, appreciate the phone call. What do you have to say about what's going on?
Yeah, man, I'm kind of hurt. I'm hurt to a certain degree because I've been seeing this since the beginning of the season, where, and I'm not accusing Prime or nothing. I'm just saying what it has the appearance of, and it's like loyalty can only go so far, with the guys that he have coaching, because even in a BYU game last year, you can clearly see that they was just being out-coached.
True.
And then you let these guys get ready to go and play teams, but they really haven't been prepared by coaches. And it's like they expect these guys to come to Colorado and just know exactly what to do when half of them never played on that scale before. And so it's disappointing, and he really has to fill gaps. Remember last year, he didn't have a special team coach until this year. So he has to fill the positions and be willing to pay people to come and prepare these teams to play against big games. In big games. And that's the problem that I have is that, Prime is Prime. They all have made their life playing football, but these guys are trying to get to that level. And so therefore they have to be taught how to play the game for 4 quarters. And it's just frustrating to sit back and watch and see that Pat Shermer and them have nothing to adjust with. They don't have no plays to adjust with. That's what it seems like if you're looking from this side of the TV. So it's just hurtful.
It is. It's very hurtful. You're right. You're right. There were plenty of times that we've been out coached, and yet we continued with the same coach to call those plays, and we didn't make a change. And after that game, you can't to just continue on with the norm and not say something, not do something, remove that coach. It's a lot louder, and it's getting louder with each game. So I hope we do something with it, because it's disrespectful to us fans, if I'm being honest, because everybody can see it. Everybody can see it in the entire world that one of our biggest problems is our offensive coordinator and play calling. And why aren't we fixing that? That's crazy to me. It's crazy to everybody. It's crazy to you. I get it. You have every right to be upset about that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I just wanted to call in to make that a point, man. 'Cause like I said, I'm all the way in Norcross, Georgia, and it's a lot of people in the Atlanta area that's waiting already into next year because they're waiting for Colorado to come here and play Georgia Tech. But
yeah,
you got to get it together. I mean, I'm on the down at the fields and stuff all the time talking with people, and man, it's just people are losing respect for Prime because especially when it becomes a coaching. They just like, okay, maybe you need to give it up and go fishing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's what the word is down here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm just being real with you.
Nah, I get it, William. I appreciate it. I really do. And I appreciate it.
Right.
And you're right. You have every right to have that opinion too. I mean, like you said, you're on the ground there. You are around the game there. A lot of people are. And, people are going to start talking. They're going to start talking if this continues. So I appreciate the phone call. Thank you so much for calling in. Hope to hear from you again sometime. Okay. Bye. Yeah. I mean, there's that, guys. There's that. I wanted to bring up, before I get another call, Cam's comment here, because this is what Buddy is talking about. Before I go to a next caller, okay? Next caller, call back in just a moment, okay? Give me a moment here. But, what non-CU fans, Coach Prime, don't realize is that Coach McCartney took a long time to get CU to the Natty and struggled more than Coach Prime even has early on. Guys, Coach McCartney was like literally moments away from being fired at CU with how bad his start to CU was. Okay? So nobody's asking for Coach Prime to be fired. Nobody is asking for Coach Prime to be fired right now, guys. That's the thing. It can start this bad. Trust me. If we had Twitter, if we had social media back in the McCartney days, I could not even imagine what people would have been saying at that point. Okay? Let's go with the next caller. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly Live. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
Mr. Russ, it's a VMAC from the chat. Calling from Denver.
Okay. Appreciate you, Z-Mac, for the phone call. What do you have to say?
Yeah, we're not going to fire Prime.
Yeah, I know.
Resurrected this program from the dead.
Yep.
All that talking will just go away.
Yep.
But with that being said, I went to school there from 1998 to 2002. I went to the 1989 Orange Bowl. I've had season tickets since 2000. This team doesn't seem like they care. They're just there to collect the check. They don't know the history that comes with playing at Colorado. You got to wear gold jerseys. They haven't played those since 1994.
Yep.
Where is the pride? You just gave up on your teammates, you know. And I love your show, but I also listen to Matt McChesney.
Yep.
Everything he said today is spot on.
I would agree with Matt today. I thought he did a very good job commenting about that game and everything that he said. To an extent, I really do. I think he was spot on today. Like I said, I don't always agree with Matt, but he's definitely right. I mean, he's a player perspective too. Everyone's got to understand that. I mean, that is a player perspective that you're getting from somebody who's played the game of football and what he feels from that game. And I would agree. I would absolutely recommend people watch today's show for him because I do agree with everything he had to say about Saturday's game.
Yeah, and as far as the QB goes, I just don't like the demeanor and the behavior from Salter. It doesn't exude leadership. The press conference, his body posture at the press conferences. I don't know if he's getting coached media personnel, but at this point, I play Ryan Staub. He's been loyal to the team. He's been loyal to Prime. Maybe you play him for a game, see how he does, and I don't know if Julian Lewis wants to play, but there's plenty of other freshman quarterback out there that have beat our ass.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, BYU is 8-0.
Yeah,
freshman quarterback. We had a freshman quarterback who's never played a game on Saturday night. Bust a 63-yard run on the second play of the game.
And we've had that happen multiple times this year. I mean, the freshman quarterback that looked like they're Heisman winners against us is just a long list. And that's
with a hole wide enough to drive a Mack truck through. Like, I mean, it's just for being such a fervent fan of the money I've spent to see travel the team and donate to the university, the season tickets, breaks my heart.
And so as somebody so connected with the program, because not a lot of people can say that. I always point that out to a lot of people right now. You know, I want your comment on what I said earlier, what I said online earlier, which was just like right now, the frustrating part for me is the silence that we're getting from this after such a horrible loss. You as somebody who's investing so much time and money, like what do you want to see from the program, you know, after a loss like that? What's going to make you feel better after a loss like that to at least say, okay, hey, you know, we're going to move in the right direction after that loss?
I mean, I think words are words. I just want to see action.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can tweet out on your Insta and whatever you want, this and that, but it comes down to game day and gameplay.
I love it. I love it.
And missing practice and being late for that, that's inexcusable. I mean,
yeah.
You know, when I went to school there, you didn't get money to play. You're getting paid, you know? And maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know.
I mean, it's just a specific type of player.
Being late to practice, like, inexcusable.
I would agree with that.
And you know, what does frustrate me with Prime, and I'm a big fan of it, but you've got to recruit in people's homes. You know, I think we're really seeing the transfer portal is not working. There's tons of talent here in Colorado. Recruit here in the state, you know. Like Matt said, Matt Russell's kid hasn't even been recruited.
I agree with that one.
That kid's a dog.
I agree with that one. I don't know why we aren't going after the linemen here and the trenches.
I think we can be honest. Most of the transfer portal guys, the other teams didn't want them.
Well, and I know that there was a lot of guys that we missed out on that didn't end up here that we wanted. So, I mean, I don't know who's to blame on that because, I mean, those guys did hit and they hit elsewhere. They just didn't want to come here for whatever reason. We don't know, again, what that looks like.
And sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Just one last thing and I'll dip out. But
yeah, you're good.
Who are the players playing for? The crime came back from cancer. The guy could have just said, I'm rich. I don't need this.
It's true.
He doesn't have a bladder anymore. Who are you playing for? Like, the guy is putting literally his health on the line for you. Like, go out there with some heart, shoulder to shoulder, like the fight song says, and play football. They just rolled over.
I think that's a huge one that's not being talked about enough. I think that's a great point to this. And that is a huge part on the players and who they are as players. That no matter what is happening with everything else, again, we can talk about play calling be bad. We can talk about, this or that being bad. But I think you're absolutely right. I mean, who are they playing for should be the question that should be asked, because
Utah ran like the same 3 plays.
Yeah, they ran the most simplest game plan, both on defense and offense. On defense, it was, we're sending the house blitzing, going one-on-one. We are going to make sure you can't gain a single yard running the ball, and we're not going to give you any time. On offense, we're going to run, 3 plays out of it, and we're going to just do whatever we want with it. Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't even really blitz that much, Russ.
No, they did. I mean, statistically wise, it's, you can go look up. It's 77% of the time. And a blitz is considered anything 6 or more players being sent.
Okay.
And so that's what it means. They sent 6 or more players 77% of the snaps in that game. So, like, that is disrespectful to you as a team that they feel that way. And then to succeed at it, like, that should make you mad. That should make you mad, because no team in football is blitzing that often because of what can happen. Because there are plays that you can run to beat a blitz. There are things you can do as a quarterback to beat a blitz. Yeah. I mean, all of it. And we didn't even do that. We didn't even do that.
And I honestly didn't expect us to go into Salt Lake City and win against Utah.
Yeah. But to lose that bad.
53-7 is... And like 500 yards, almost 600 yards, I think. Like,
bingo. Well, yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate the comments. I think you had some really great insight. Hey, hit me up hit me up in the email. And I'll send you the t-shirt this week. So, Buffs News Weekly at Gmail. Please hit me up. The last person didn't hit me up, so we didn't send out a shirt. I'd love to send you a shirt, especially being in Denver too, so you can rock it around here when you feel like it. When you feel like it.
You'll get an email in 15 minutes.
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the call.
Thanks, Russ.
Yeah. We're going to pause on phone calls real quick, guys. We're going to pause on phone calls. I know you guys really want to call, okay? I know you guys really want to call. I'm putting Do Not Disturb on just for a second, okay? Because I need to do my ad read. Because, hey, the players might give up, the coaches might give up, but Taco Bell's not giving up. That's right. They're still our sponsor. Had a conversation with them. They're really sad and upset and frustrated that, CU lost as bad as it did. But, hey, they're still a sponsor. They're still supporting Colorado athletics. So I got to give my props up to my guys over at Taco Bell. I really, really do appreciate them for still being a sponsor, for continuing to be a sponsor and continue to support CU athletics. Okay, that is absolutely it. So there is that. We've got a new ad, by the way, this week. I got a new ad. You guys have absolutely blown up, by the way, the Buff Box. It has been one of their most successful promotions, they told me today, that they've ever done. They're absolutely seeing the response and love from you guys. So just so you guys know, fall is upon us. The weather's getting colder. So Taco Bell has decided to bring back the heat for a limited time. And by the way, this thing is good because I had it not that long ago. Go get it. You can get the Taco Bell's new flaming hot Frito grilled cheese burrito. That's right. Grilled cheese burritos are a fan favorite, and this edition takes it up a notch with the new spicy flamin' hot rice and crunchy flamin' hot Fritos, loaded with seasoned ground beef, sour cream, cheese melted on the inside and outside of the tortilla. This burrito will be sure to delight. And if you have a group, throw in a few Buffs boxes with 4 Taco Bell Classics, a player cup for only $7 to satisfy that Taco Bell craving. Of course, get your cups with the collectibles on it. Best deal in all of Colorado. Taco Bell is a proud sponsor of CU Athletics and is donating $1,000 to the Golden Buffs Scholarship for every CU touchdown scored in 2025. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. We appreciate Taco Bell so much. We appreciate you guys, the fans, who have absolutely crushed the Taco Bell Buffs box this year. Get it before it's gone, by the way. Okay. They are saying they are running out of boxes. They are running out of cups. People are so invested in this locally in the Colorado area when they come to games that it's absolutely fantastic. So we appreciate Taco Bell for being a sponsor. Okay. We'll go back to the lines for a few more minutes, guys. I'm back on. If you've been trying to call, I apologize. Okay. Now is the time to call. You can call in and we can figure that out. Okay. 24. Yes, you have lived during the bad times. You have lived during the bad times. I give you props, big boy. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly live. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
Hey, Russ, it's Q Constant, man.
Hey, how's it going? Do you mind turning down the volume in your background?
Yep, I just did.
Okay, sweet.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, what do you have to say about what's going on, and then what are your comments?
Well, Russ, man, Russ. I don't. Where do I start? Man, I'll tell you what. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed more than anything. Is I really believe that Coach Prime and most of these coaches are stuck in high school mode. And it's like, when you see Georgia Tech coaching staff and you see Signetti, Indiana coaching staff, it's like there are levels to this. Perfect example is Signetti. Signetti came in and he knew what direction he wanted to go. He knew who to track to his program. He never, I can't remember Signetti getting a 5-star or a top transfer.
Correct. He does.
Other than that Pons kid from the defensive back number 5.
But remember,
and he wanted to be in Colorado.
Yeah, well, and remember, I mean, Pons was not listed as like the top transfer in the portal.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
But you're right. Like, Signetti's very good at talent evaluation. But I would also say that Signetti has been coaching longer than Coach Prime's been coaching.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
But it seems like he got his staff together from James Madison.
Yep.
I mean, and the kids are from James Madison. And he don't stray away from that. And he knows who butters his bread.
Mm-hmm.
And he sticks with those relationships and those kids. And he could have easily went elsewhere in the Big Ten, because he was in the Big Ten, and he could have went with the so-called 5-star popular, the only 3 popular kids, the cool kids table. But he stayed in his lane, and he got who he wanted. Now, my thing is this. What is Coach Prime's comfort zone? Who do he want? Who can he relate to? Who can he say when the chip is on the table, and all the chips on the table, who can he go to?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like he refused to recruit hard in Colorado for those boys and 0 to 60 linemen like Brett Coolidge and Deacon. He refused to recruit hard with them. He refused to go with the other try hard guys, but he want to go for the splash and the fireworks recruits instead of getting the guys that the tryhards. The tryhards are the nuts and bolts of the program. He don't go for the tryhards enough. He need enough tryhard guys on the team. It's too much splash on the team. He needs some nuts and bolts type guy that will get the job done.
Yep.
And it's not enough of those guys on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can see it. I mean, it's like He don't relate to those nuts and bolts guys. He tried to. He tried to get with my man Charlie O. Offerdall.
Yeah.
He tried to relate with Ben Finnerseth. He tried to relate with them, but it's not the same. Because those guys, they're good, but they're not good enough to get on that field to make a difference. Now, you would think that you want the offensive line and defensive line to be those type of guys. And you wouldn't want the linebackers to be those type of guys. But he still, those linebackers and offensive linemen and defensive linemen, they fooled him.
It's true.
They fooled him. That block bully was a try-hard, nuts and bolts guy. BJ Green was a nuts and bolts guy. You know, what's the offensive lineman they had? No, they still got him, but he hasn't panned out because of injury. Like my man Rock, they call him Rock.
Tyler Brown. Yeah,
Tyler Brown. But and now the lineman that got away, that went back to Indiana, he is now on the second-ranked team in the nation and starting Khalil Benson.
Yeah.
How in the hell do you let that happen? Who's evaluating this?
Well, and I think a lot of that had to do with probably the scheme and what we had going on last year, that he went to a better spot that schemed better for his abilities, and that worked out there. You know, I agree, but you're right. You're right. I mean, and I've said this all season long. I mean, we missed on a majority of our portal guys. We absolutely missed on a majority of our portal guys. Keyword being a majority, but
because I'm like looking at go ahead. And I look at Colton Hood. I look at Colton Hood, and I'm like, how did you let him leave?
See, that one's a little bit different. I will always give a pass on that. We don't know what happened. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. We don't know what the decision was. I mean, we have rumors. We have ideas. That's not as big of a deal. But like I said, I agree with what you're saying. We're not getting the right type of player. We're not getting, Cignetti has proven, like, if you can be a talent evaluator and you can go after the lower end guys that maybe are not looking for the bag, that are willing to come to a school like Indiana and them, because they probably, I mean, they have money, yes, but I'm guaranteed they're not shilling out multi-millions for those players they grabbed. I mean, they were, like you said, they're grabbing guys that are not necessarily sexy when it comes to the rankings. They're not 4 or 5-star transfer portal recruits that people are grabbing. He's grabbing the lower end because he knows what he's looking for. He's looking for a specific type of player that fills a specific type of role. So, maybe the other question we need to be having is the recruiting staff here.
For example, I'm in Michigan. Michigan. And we got a Division II school with a coach that won about 5 national titles at Ferris State University. Ole Miss got that quarterback, Chambers. He's from Ferris State. A quarterback like him, he would have done wonders in Colorado. But he wanted the splash kid in Caden Salter. That one kid, Mendoza for Indiana, was Cignetti.
I mean, that's a big one. He
wanted the splash kid in Caden Salter.
I mean, I had nothing on Mendoza. He wasn't even on my radar when I was looking at the portal. And that shows you what Cignetti's able to do and able to find.
He got to use those connections and get and hire the right people in their recruiting department and get those guys, get them pointing in the right direction so they can get these type of kids on the program. This is not the NFL. I mean, he got to stop throwing that NFL experience, that 200-year experience. Nobody cares about that. We're getting out coached by guys who only coached from high school. He's getting out coached by guys that from junior college. That's what he's getting out coached by. Getting embarrassed.
Yeah. No.
I mean, they are routing him. It's not even close.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it's a problem. Like we said, Colorado needs to be in the same boat as Indiana. We're kind of in that same level, the same tier as far as how much money we're committing to players, who we are as a team. And you have to be able to hit on those, and you have to be able to hit on what would be quote unquote like value players. I think you kind of alluded to that in kind of like the blue collar type player, the not the flashy player.
That's what I want. So
yes,
blue collar. That's what I want to say.
They're not the flashy guys. No,
not the flashy guy.
No, the guys that maybe the bigger schools aren't looking at because they're not flashy enough for them.
Exactly, sir.
And I agree. I absolutely agree with that. And I think that is true. What needs to happen, and we need to take a step back and really look at this. Okay.
I mean, those are things that they need to really sit down and dial in on because what's working now is not working. It's not working.
Yeah. Well, and we the fans are, I'll be honest, I'm part of the problem. We're part of the problem because when it comes time to the recruiting time, I mean, I feel like we look at the stars, we look at, what that looks like. We don't look at what we really need to look at when it comes to that. And we're pushing for specific guys in the offseason. And when we don't get so-and-so, or we get this one guy and we are like, yes, he's going to be the savior of the team, when really we're just looking at the stars and what they could be.
Exactly.
It's a hard part on that part.
Like Juju, for example, we got a hamburger named after the kid. Good Lord.
Hey, I mean, it got a hamburger named after him. He haven't
one snap yet, and we giving him a hamburger.
I know. We'll have to see what happens. Again, we won't know until we actually see this offseason.
Hey, nice talking to you as always. I support you. I'm on your day ones, man.
I appreciate you. I really do. I really do appreciate you.
Y'all my dogs, man. I appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you too. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I mean, that's what it has to be, guys. That's what it has to be. I mean, we need to change our recruiting. We're going to get one more call in, guys. I can't stay that much longer, so we're going to another call in, and we'll see what they have to say. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly. Nope, they hung up. Yeah, that's what I've been saying all season long. The young guys are doing well. It's the transfers that we screwed up. I don't know why it keeps disconnecting the phone call. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I do. Okay. Thank you for calling Buffs News Weekly Live. This is Russ. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Terrence coming from Fort Worth.
Hi, Terrence. Appreciate you calling in. What do you have to say?
Yeah, man, I was just thinking about what I was saying, but man, I think that Coach Prime, he had some admirable, but not realistic.
Hey, I think you're having a little bit of audio issues with your phone. Might try reconnecting or something with your phone and calling back, because it's cutting in real bad. Try again. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that better?
Yes, that is better.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, man, I was saying that I think that Coach Prime has some very unrealistic standards.
Okay.
And when it comes to coaching. And meaning that he wants his coaches to be home by 5 p.m. and he wants his coaches to be good fathers, and all that stuff is great. But when it comes down to college football, man, if they got to burn the midnight oil, man, they just got to stay there. That's the job, bro. That's the job. And so you might run into a guy who might be in a situation where his family situation isn't good, but he's a heck of a coach. So I just think he needs to go after really good coaches and make sure he's not getting players from the portal who just want to use Colorado as access to mainstream media, because that's what he's getting in the portal, man.
Yeah.
So I think you need to find those people who just want to play football and not people. So I think they need to rethink everything. They need to take the Instagram handles off of the jerseys, all of that stuff, man. They just need to just go back to square one and just let them know it's all about football first, man. So that's my thoughts.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the thoughts there. Really do. Okay, guys. We're gonna have to call it for now. Appreciate you. If I didn't get your calls, hey, we're gonna open up the phone lines again later on this week, just because of how active you guys were. I want you guys to be able to voice your opinions as we head into the Arizona game. So you guys can give your opinions as the week goes on. So I appreciate you for calling in, for trying to call in if you've been. Sorry that I could not get to your phone calls. Like I said, we've been here an hour and a half. I got a thing I got to get to here in a little while. So I can't be on all night, unfortunately. And as much as I would love to with you guys have been amazing, especially in the chat. I absolutely love what you guys have been doing here in the chat, the conversations we have, the respect that we've had, okay? The respect that we've had for the most part. Especially after a loss like that, you can definitely get really frustrated, upset. And you guys, I feel like we're all in this together, okay? I said it Saturday night after the game. I'm saying it now. Like, we all want the Buffs to succeed, okay? Nobody doesn't want to see the Buffs succeed unless you're a complete troll, which, yes, we do get those from time to time in the comments and the chat, okay? So don't worry about that, guys. The sky is not falling, as Buddy said. You know, if you need to go back and listen to Buddy's call. I think he had the right opportunity and the right voice for that on what he was saying. It's not the end of the program. One loss is not going to define the program. Okay, the team can learn from this. They're going to have to learn from this. We're going to figure it out. We're going to pick up the pieces after this, and that's just where it's at. Okay, so that's where we're at there. Appreciate you guys so much for joining me today, being a part of the channel. Appreciate all the new subscribers. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for being a part of the show, and you know, commenting. Okay. I do appreciate the jokes. I appreciate you guys. You know, just overall the support that you guys provide on a regular basis. So Wednesday night, we'll do the Buffs Blitz, normal time, 7 p.m. You guys are hilarious. I love it. 7 p.m. With David Talks Buffs. We'll talk more about the game. We'll talk about the matchup with Arizona. Friday, we'll have the lunch buff on the Friday afternoon. And we'll get you guys more comments about that. And I'll put out some other stuff this week as time goes on. And we'll obviously cover if any breaking news happens, okay? If Colorado decides to make any big changes, we will cover that first and foremost. So I appreciate you guys for sure. We've got exciting things coming, okay? As was talked about by Trickster. I appreciate you, Trickster, for hit me up on Twitter. We do have a 4-star safety coming in to visit us this week, as well as he's visiting Miami. He just decommitted from Kansas, by the way, an hour ago, and he's now coming to Colorado on a visit. The guys are still coming, guys, okay? Jordan Seaton's still locked in. The guys are still coming. You may think that this is the end of the program because of this loss and that nobody's ever going to come here, but that's not how college football works, okay? That's not how college football works, okay? So hopefully we figure that out enough. Hopefully we can keep going with there. I love you guys. I love the comments. Gualo, I love the fun. Hey, we can still have fun with it. I'm going to have fun with it. Okay. Appreciate you guys so much. On your way out, hit that like button. I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. For Buffs News Weekly Live, I'm Russ. Go Buffs.